Permaculture is defined as the conscious design and maintenance of productive ecosystems which have the diversity, stability, and resilience of natural systems. It is the harmonious integration of the landscape and people to provide food, energy, shelter, and other material and non-material needs in a regenerative way. The philosophy behind permaculture is one of working with rather than against nature. It's a philosophy of looking at systems and all their functions. What's the impact of doing this versus doing that? Will this benefit me, but harm something else? Many of the founders of the permaculture movement were inspired by the practices of indigenous peoples, and this means the principles are about much more than just agriculture. The word permaculture originally referred to permanent agriculture, but was expanded to stand also for permanent culture, as it was understood that social aspects were integral to a truly sustainable system. There are three core components of permaculture: earth care, people care, and fair share. Earth care is about recognizing the earth is a source of all life and recognizing that mankind is a part of earth, not apart from it. People care is about supporting and helping each other live in ways that neither harm ourselves or the planet. Good to me. Fair share is about using the Earth's limited natural resources in ways that are equitable and wise. Nam, this would be a good time to tell us a little about Etopia and how it supports our real-world message of regenerative living. Namara says, I'd like to share with you the story of Etopia because, like all good themed Sims, the story sets the stage. Imagine a mining town built on the ignorance of greed of a company that profited from stripping the earth, leaving it barren, and the people who lived there impoverished. As the years went by, that community of people began to embrace a simpler, healthier, and more sustainable way to live. Over time and through the generations, a new community evolved that incorporated a way of life that was in balance with nature, mindful of the needs of their neighbors. New ideas are born. Everyone contributes to the sustainability of the community. Everyone benefits. Step into a world that embraces a way of living built on cooperation and respect for each other and the world around us. We are a reflection of what we believe is possible in real life. Welcome to Etopia. While the story gives context to the experience, Etopia is more than simply a themed sim. I'd also like to point out that Etopia is not a role-play sim. We are a community of diverse real-world professionals, teachers, activists, advocates, and individuals who are searching for a way to create a better quality of life for ourselves and others. This is important because many communities around the world are dealing with the devastation and aftermath of corporate greed. Several are here with us today. This makes Etopia a dynamic, engaging, ever-evolving, and real place to be. Etopia was created in 2007 and has evolved over the years to become Second Life's premier sustainable living community. We're actually about regenerative living. How do we heal, not just maintain? Etopia is used by educators from around the world to teach a variety of subjects, including earth science, architecture, water conservation, and permaculture. We also host organizational trainings, business development workshops, discussion circles, and music. We have architects, engineers, designers, and others who have used Etopia to build prototypes of real-world designs before going to market. We are also home to nonprofits who find the audience Etopia attracts supportive of their organizational missions. Raising awareness is about critical issues such as peak oil, climate change, food justice, healthcare, education, etc. is an ongoing process. Etopia allows our residents and guests to engage in an immersive experience that shares real-world options for a more sustainable and healthy lifestyle. Climate change, peak oil, global warming, food deserts, all of these can be resolved through the principle and practice of permaculture. By changing agriculture to rate soil, organic carbon, we can reverse climate change. We can also improve farm yields, increase water holding capacity and drought resilience, and reduce the use of toxic agrochemicals. There's a great article online about the 2015 International Permaculture Convergence. I'd like to share a little about how they address permaculture and climate change. Permaculture ethics directs us to create abundance, share it fairly, and limit overconsumption in order to benefit the whole. Healthy, just truly democratic communities are a potent antidote to climate change. Both the use of fossil fuels and the mismanagement of land and resources are driving the climate crisis. We must shift from fire to flow, from burning oil, gas, coal, and uranium to capturing flows of energy from the sun, wind, and water in safe and renewable ways. You can find out more about the strategies and solutions proposed by that convergence here. So, how can you bring these principles home to practice whether you live in a rural area, a suburban neighborhood, or an urban center? Fate and I would like to do this as a more interactive discussion. I'll kick it off with this question. Does anyone here today grow their own food? Venus says, I used to. Helena also used to, but it's been a while. Kanza has a small garden each summer. Fate, Lex used to. Fate does. Fred has chickens. I love chickens. Venus Flo, but I moved into an urban area. Milo has a small plot now. Amaya, she has a balcony garden. Venus grows spices. Okay, so now we're talking about all different ways that we can grow food, including gardens, pots on balconies, hydroponics, having agriculture on top of high-rise buildings. Interesting. There's a lot of great research showing that the nutrition and yield amounts can be reached is the addition of things like agroforestry and orchard cropping. So the type of growing that is being spoken about now is helping with decreasing the number of food deserts that currently exist. A point has been brought up about reviewing one's own consumption of resources. Oh, I was not aware of this. A law in France says that new rooftops must be covered in plants or solar panels.